Hello and welcome. Oh, welcome to our reading today, Courage to Change, and a big reminder that you are loved. Yes, you are. Today is November 14th, and we're going to do our reading here from One Day at a Time with Al-Anon. This is my something after the loss of a family member who lost their life to addiction. And even though this book is designed for alcoholics, the families of alcoholics, I do believe this book and passages are able to help anyone who is struggling with not being able to help their family member or friend or colleague. I've lost a great deal in my life in regards to family, friends, and colleagues because of addiction. And this last loss, I was like, I have to do something. And this is my something. I remember having this book and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do these readings. Not only is it going to help me with my healing process, it's also my hope to give you hope to also heal. We can do this together. And this is November 14th. Step 6 talks about becoming entirely ready to have God remove all my defects of character. This readiness rarely appears to me in a sudden, blinding flash of enlightenment. Instead, as I struggle to make progress in a positive direction, I become ready a little at a time. An important part of my 6-step work is practicing gratitude. The more I give thanks for my life as it is, the more I can accept the feeling and healing that allows me to change and grow. By recognizing and cultivating my abilities, I am increasingly willing to let go of my defects. This step is a lesson in patience. But as I see my life opening up before me in new directions, I do finally become ready to have God remove all my defects of character. Today's reminder: progress, not perfection, applies to my readiness to let go of my defects, as well as to other parts of my Al-Anon program. One day at a time, I make progress in readiness. And a quote from A Day at a Time. Step 6 is my chance to cooperate with God. My goal is to make myself ready to let go of my faults and let God take care of the rest. Well, there are so many things I want to talk about on this one. And the first one that comes up is resistance. Sometimes we have this resistance to change. And where does that resistance come from? Well, for myself, not knowing what's going to happen on the other end. What is going to be the outcome? What I know now, this is what I know now. This is what I'm comfortable with. I don't want that to change. But guess what? It needs to change. It must change. Living in this emotional pain is not the way one should live. We know a change must happen, and we must trust within ourselves. We must believe in ourselves. We must love ourselves to allow the things that are not serving us well to let them go. And I'd ask you, what are the things that are not serving you well? What are the things that are not allowing you to live your vibrant, beautiful life? You know what they are. I'd start making a list. And then I'd start making a list. and going, these things have got to go. And allow God to take them. Whatever's not serving you well, it's time to let go. And you will get into the place of being able to do that. And I'll tell you what, when you start with one, and then you do the second and the third, it becomes easier to know the things that are not serving you well. And we're hoping that we're giving you the courage to change. And this would be one of the biggest things that you'd be able to change for yourself. This was an amazing reading today. And it's all about resistance. So if you're feeling resistant about something, maybe you could play the stop technique on it. Remember, stop. S is stop. T, take a breath. What's the outcome? And P is for praise. Ask yourself, what am I resisting from? What is this holding me back from doing something? Is this thing that I'm resisting, is it serving me well? Become Sherlock Holmes. Become inquisitive. And also remember, make progress. It doesn't have to be perfect. Holy cow, that's a whole nother topic, because we so want to do things like the perfect way, have the perfect answer. We will hesitate and we will procrastinate until we think it's going to be the perfect time to do something, or it's the perfect situation, or we're going to say the perfect thing. And guess what? When we're waiting for that perfect thing to come along, time is passing us by. So make progress. Don't worry about perfection. Make progress. This is November 14th. This is your reading. This is hopefully bringing you hope to make the change you want to make. And once again, I want you to know that I believe in you. I believe that you are capable of making these changes. And yes, you are loved.